are the 6 ingredients we will be using during the video. So you take your flour and then you put it on the table like that. And then you take some more, not 2 cups, but like about that much. Okay? And then you grab a bowl about this size, and then so you make a mountain, kind of. Then you put the bowl like that. Okay? And then you take your first egg, and then you grab this bowl, okay? And take the egg, and then you crack it. Then you take your second egg, and then you crack that one. Okay. Now, and then you take your thing to stir up the yolk, and then you take your whisk to stir up the yolks, and then you stir them up. Okay. You whisk it until it looks like this, okay? Until it's like, you can't really tell the difference between the yolk and the normal part of the egg, okay? And then you go back to where you made the hole, and then you dump it in. Like that. Okay? And you set these aside. And then this part is a little tricky. You gotta like kind of close it in. And you got to fold it. This is a bit messy. Okay? Okay, but like, this is making the dough. And you want to just keep mixing it like this. So once you like mix it like this for a while, and you add some water, it should start to look like this. And then after this, you would lay out some flour, and then put it down and grab a roller, like pizza dough roller type. Pause it. You would.
Say that again.
So you would, once it's like this, and it's like after you add water and stuff, if you add too much water, you could always put more flour in, which happened to me. And so you take a pin roller.
Rolling pin.
A rolling pin. And then, so first you put it down. Right here. Okay. Once it's down like this, make sure you get in between your fingers all this stuff. Like this. So you put it down and you put some flour on it. You can put some flour on your pin roller.
That's a lot. You're good.
Okay, just like that. And then you start rolling. Like this. If your dough starts to stick, you might need to add some more flour to the pin roller and maybe more flour to the dough. Try to make it as big as possible. This is about as big as I'm gonna get it. If there's any excess flour on your dough, you can wipe it off. Like that. Okay. And then you grab a pizza cutter, which is what I use. If you have a special tool, you can use that, but I use a pizza cutter and I cut. So separate the flour. And then just cut it like this. And then you separate it. And then what I would do is, so I have a tray. Like this kind of. And then first, I put stuff that doesn't make it stick. Okay, and then you grab your wax paper, pull it out like this. For me, it's about this big. Okay, and then you put it on like that, and you put your dough on it like this. So, we got all of the pasta cut up over here, and now we're gonna work on the tomato sauce. So you take your diced tomatoes and you get a can opener, okay, and then you line it line it up. It's working. There. Line it up. And then you open it like this. Is it working, Mom? Oh, I think I got it. Maybe.
Might want to go around a couple times.
And you keep twisting it. How does this even work?
So when you get to the end, take it off,
What do you mean? This?
unhook it, so open it up right where your hand is,
Oh.
and then clamp it with this
Okay.
and see if you can pull it off. Hold the bottom.
There we go. Okay,
There
there's
you
some. There's tomatoes. Smell it.
That's good.
These are some diced tomatoes. There. And then I'm gonna put some in this blender to make it more like sauce and less like tomatoes.
Fast. Dump fast.
About that much.
Put all of it in. There you go.
Okay. There's all of it. And then I'm gonna wash my hands. Dry them off. Okay. No, Mom, because I have this sticker. Okay. And then, let's see. Turn it on.
Turn it on without plugging the hole.
It's gonna be big. I'd say that that's mixed enough. Let's see, let's feel around. Yep, that's good. There's no more tomatoes, now it's just sauce, I guess. Okay. And then come over here to your pot and you dump your sauce inside of the pot. Just like that. Okay? And then you start to cook your sauce like that. Okay? It'll take a second for it to heat up.
What temperature?
About like the medium temperature. Go. You can also cook it on like the higher mode if you want to, because then the process would go a lot faster. And once the actual soup or sauce starts bubbling, then that's when you know that it's ready, which not bubbling like this, but like bubbling as in like more like boiling. So you wait. Go. So if it starts to bubble, but it's not like bubbling, you can also grab a spoon, a wooden spoon, and stir it a little. And then maybe wait a little longer. Okay, and then now we take some of our spices. So first we'll do oregano. Okay, open it. Tap some out, like that. And then take your salt. If you have pink salt, I would recommend pink salt. But take your salt, put it on. Take some pepper. Get that on. And that's about it. And then maybe stir it a bit more. Okay? There. And then your sauce should be ready pretty soon, but leave it cooking on kind of like basically like at medium or a little lower than medium. Okay, so you should put your sauce on low while you're cooking your pasta. Okay, like, and then grab like that. Okay, and then come over here and watch me put them on. So you
Hold on. Okay.
Okay, as I was saying, you put them in like that. Okay, you take your pastas, put it in, just like that. Okay? Okay. You would want to stir it with like this scooper so that they don't all like clump together. And then you could stir it and like stir it the opposite way like that. And mine's almost done, but also you could also add a little bit of spice. I already did that, and this is the color of what your soup should look like if you like scoop it up. Okay? And keep the top on, but like keep it like slanted so that you can fit the air through. You could also add some basil leaves, like this. About that much. Okay. Ooh, that's smooth. And let's get this pasta now. The pasta is ready for me, maybe not for you. I would cook the pasta on medium. Okay. So, you could also use garlic bread, sprinkle. I'm probably gonna put some of that in. Just like that. and then stir it up. Okay, and my pasta is ready. So I'm gonna grab a strainer from in here. This is a very fancy one. Okay, so you put it in the sink, and you take that. It's pretty hot for me, so I'm gonna use these mitts because it's pretty hot for me. So I'm gonna use those mitts and put it all the pasta in there, like that. And then
Tilt the green bowl. All the water will drain out.
Great.
Now you could always take your spoon and
Now, yeah, stir it up.
just to drain a little bit extra water so you can mix it up a little. Here,
Okay.
just make sure you're getting it good and dry.
There.
Good.
Okay, we'll dump out the very, very extra. Okay, now onto the sauce. The sauce is ready. So I'm gonna turn it off. Okay. Okay, come closer. So grab this. Okay. And you take out some of your pasta. Like that. Okay. And then now it's the sauce. Grab your sauce and you dump some of your sauce on like that. Okay. And then I like Parmesan cheese on mine. You guys don't have to, but so take my Parmesan cheese and then put the stuff on. And then actually this is the Parmesan cheese I'm using. I usually do it with one hand, or like this. So there, and there. This is my bowl of spaghetti. Stir it up. It's taste testing time. Okay, so you bring it over here. When I made it with my friend, it tasted pretty good. So let's hope it does now. Hot. Hot. Whoops. Oh, great. Very good. Maybe we should wait for it to cool down next time. Thanks for watching.